Hey, good morning, everybody. So I just wanted to share what I had found at the Goodwill bins last Monday, President's Day. I spent $28.30, and I wanted to show you some of the cooler things that I got. I got some practical things, like I got bed risers. I got some Post-it note tabs, which I use on everything, staple remover. I also got some cool, really thick felt sheets to use for crafts. So I might take those into the preschool where I substitute, or I might just hang on to them for like bases of lamps and things. But those were some practical things. I also found these great little mini records, like from Al Goodman. This one has it all listed out, which songs they have. But I thought it was pretty cool, and they sell online. This box set sells online for about, I don't know, $10 to $15, so it was worth it. A couple packs of playing cards. We go through playing cards a lot here somehow. I guess we're a card playing family. But it's good to have a complete set, and I did count them, so they do have a full deck on each. I got this cool little lampshade. It's gold on the inside, really good shape. No visible marks or anything. So I also got these nice transfers, so you can't feel it, but it's sticky. So you just use this little push pin and just transfer it onto a card or something like that is maybe a blank card, and you can make it into a thank you card. I also found these other transfers, again, brand new. I don't know why people didn't use them, but they'll be nice for like card art and things. Couple of gold embellished stickers, so they use like 2 or 3, but the rest of them are still here, like the dragonfly I thought was nice. And then these gold ones, they're basically gold edging, so again they use like half of them, but the rest of them are unused. So I thought it'd be fun for doing some framing projects and card art. Always need letters. I just went out and bought some letters from Michael's for a Valentine's Day project, and it was ridiculous. So these are definitely worth picking up if you're going to the bins. Found a couple cute things for Halloween. Found these old skeleton garlands from Dollar Tree. I say old, but you can always tell what year they were bought. This is from when I was still there. You see that 2105 number at the top? That means it was bought on the May 2021 buying trip. So these are from 2021. They're a little bit better quality than the ones they've got now, and we use them for Halloween decoration and crafts. So they look really cute if you string them up on top of your shower curtain. It just kind of gives it a little spooky vibe. I found a nice dinosaur here for my dinosaur set at the old house in the kids' room. I found this little cute set to dress up a gift bag. You can get like a gold gift bag. I think these were probably from Target. It looks like that Target Opal House design. But this is just a nice way to dress up a present for somebody. I found these really nice felt cards. They're super thick, like almost 1/8 of an inch thick. And these would be nice to put on the bottom of some ceramics or something that you find at Goodwill so that they don't scuff the surface of your counters. I found this. It looks like a scrapbook page, but because it's a 12 by 12, it's got this decoupage gorilla on it, which was kind of interesting. But I bought it for Emily to use for her terrariums because it's solid wood. So I'm not really sure of the story behind it, but again, I thought she could use it maybe for one of her smaller terrariums to add to a background. I found this great carpet bag and this Venetian style mask. It's paper, but it's got some cool feathers on it. And I thought, well, it's kind of nice. And it's nice and clean. And then I found this shirt, which was a 2X, but I really like the lace on it. So I might use it for some crafts or something else. I also found, I don't know if you can see in the background, this gorgeous beaded dress in the fabric section, which is one of the reasons I spent $28 this time, was because of the bag and the dress were a little heavy. I also found this cute little giraffe light. Andrew likes giraffes, so we got him this light because it matches one we already had For Christmas, I found this gorgeous, really high quality poinsettia bush in pink, and then I found this set of unused glass baubles for the tree at the old house, and then also these cute little furry fabric tent trees. So thought this would be cute. Also found some taper candles. These were made by Yankee Candle Company back in the 90s, and they had a brand called Old Sturbridge Village. So these are in really great shape for being, 30 years old. So really like those. Found an old school Slinky, super heavy. You can't even buy them like this anymore. I think it's stainless steel versus aluminum. Speaking of aluminum, this is a vintage 1960s juicer. These go for about anywhere from $7 to $15 online right now, because they work, and this one's in super good shape, so I'll probably keep it. Found some cute Dickens Village characters. Let me move my bunny out of the way. Like a little dog and a couple of choristers and a little snowman. And again, these cost like next to nothing because you've got, it by weight. The other thing I got that was fun was this golf ball set for putting it's painted like pool balls. So I thought Angie and I could go out to City Park and, play a little round game of pool. Not sure what these smaller balls are. I think they're supposed to look like snooker balls for maybe like one of those tabletop sets, but I'll probably just re-thrift those. This was a huge wall banner. I'm not going to get it out, but if any of your kids are familiar with Haiku, it's an anime series, and this shows the entire team from Haiku, which is kind of cool. And they go for anywhere from like $15 to $25 online, which is kind of neat. This was actually in my last haul from January, but I wanted to see if it worked. It's a little travel clock from Timex, and when I put the batteries in it and set the time, the year was actually 1997. So that was the last time somebody used this. But everything works on it. It's got the Indiglo nightlight that's automatically turns off, but it'll turn on at night. It's got an alarm, it's got everything, and I put batteries in it last month, and it's like had perfect time, so that's pretty cool. And today, and it keeps the date and the time and everything. So I think somebody just got rid of it when they got their cell phone, basically. I got a little butterfly hair clip for my niece, and then I got this great Tupperware cake holder. Remember the cakewalks of old? So this is like in really good shape and really good seal on it, and it has the original strap, which is cool. So I'm going to hold on to that because I'll probably use it. I got this little children's chair. It was painted like a nice sweet blue color, so I might just keep it that color and just use it on the front porch for decorating. But yeah, the treasures I got, this little enamel bunny. This is what happens when you bring kids to Goodwill. It's like you don't have a chance to really dig to the bottom of the bins. But this is a nice like magnet enamel bunny ring holder or trinket box. Anyway, it's got Austrian crystals on it. It's got some gold detailing. Needs to be cleaned up a bit, but this one just sold on Etsy for $25. So this little tiny bunny could like pay for my whole thrift trip and probably then some. So I got that, and then this is my other treasure from last week. This is called a Ready doll, and the reason he's ready for you to play with him is because he's made out of porcelain, and his clothes are already printed on him. So a kid could take this with them to the beach or to the park and not worry about messing up the doll's clothes. And you see the arms are attached, but they move. And these were done in anywhere between like 1900 and 1930. After 1930, I found out they're made out of celluloid or like plastic material. I guess it was cheaper to produce by then. But these guys are really hard to find with both the arms and no chips, no stains. He was at the bottom of a bin, and he's probably, judging from like his little knickerbockers and everything, he's probably from like 1920s, maybe a little earlier. But I'm looking at the string too, so the string may have been redone, but I'm thinking he's 1920s. These can go for like up to $60 for a single doll. I haven't been able to find one that's this exact design, which is kind of cool. But there are people that collect just ready dolls, so just these types of dolls. So, and he's not scary at all. I don't think he's haunted, so he was able to come home with me. He doesn't look like a real kid, so, and he's like 3 inches tall, so I think I could take him if he came to life. But I just thought he was so cute and tiny, and it's just a miracle that some of these things survive in the bottom of the Goodwill bins. But that's my treasure for the week. And then a couple other things I was able to thrift. Went with my sister down to Virginia Beach, and I did manage to thrift this nice, needs a little lint brush, but it's a necklace display. So I can show you this necklace that I bought. This was $3 at the, I think it was the CHKD thrift, or maybe it was the DAV thrift. Anyway, the DAV thrift in Hampton seems to have like the best vintage jewelry. This isn't super vintage. I looked up this bead with the eye on it, and it's actually from the 90s. So this is probably like 90s goth retro. But I like that it has the blue gem as the tier, and it's got pretty like glass beads on the side too, and crystal beads. So it's a nice piece for like $3. And then I found these circus bookends. They're zip tied funny right now, but if you can imagine, that's each end. So I'll put those in the kids' room at the old house. But those were like $4. And then I found a plate holder, which is just a nice practical item for $1. And I found these milk glass salt and pepper shakers from, I think they're around 1920 to 1930. And those go for about $20 to $30 online. I got them for $5. And then I also found this beautifully framed, this is an original watercolor. I found this for $4. The stand was actually $1. But I thought for $4, I, don't super love the fruit, but I could leave it in there if somebody wanted it. It's yours, have it, just message me on Facebook, and it's yours. But I just thought it would be good for one of those panoramic photographs. And I feel like I have one somewhere of our old house in Portsmouth, so I'll probably put that in the frame and make it look a little nicer. So anyway, that's what I thrifted this week. Again, I spent about $28, but my big finds were that purple dress, which I love, and my little enamel bunny and my Ready doll. So I got to learn a little bit more about Ready dolls, which was kind of cool. Anyway, thanks, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.